PLR Tier 2 Round 10 tonight. We are at the Hungary in Hungary. As you can see, we're just about to head into qualifying 1. Just waiting for the game to load now. At the moment, currently for Tier 2, if I just get it up, where is it for the moment? Standings. Last week, as we said, 6 Mag is out in front, and he still manages to maintain that after Italy. However, I believe his lead was cut down from 60 points. Oh no, in fact, he improved it. It's gone from 60 to 63 now. So he's out in front, which is nice for him. Let's hope that he can keep that. Although I'm not sure he's racing today. It doesn't look like it. He's normally in the Renault. So that'll be hard for him to defend that himself. He's just got to hope that Crew, Liverpool fan, and Sadistic, the 3 closest to him, maybe don't have such a great race, but I'm sure that won't be the case. They're very good and consistent drivers. Today on comms, I have Mason. Welcome. It's your first time.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you'll get in the flow of it shortly and you'll enjoy it. Folksy isn't in here today, so Jack DNF will be the first one out, which is very odd because Folksy, by tradition, is normally the first one out on track. So let's see how Jack DNF does in the Red Bull. Could be an interesting one here, especially just as we see Jack DNF take that there. I believe it's turn, is it 5? 1, 2, 3.
That tight
4.
left-hander's turn 4.
Yeah, turn 4, the tight left-hander, that is quite the struggle through validation sometimes, especially when you're trying to push the limits. So it'd be interesting to see how many people fall victim to that tonight. But I'm sure these guys are very skilled. I'm sure they'll be able to make their way through there without any problems. Hopefully. If you're tuned into the stream, say hello, let us know you're in here. And I'll try and say hello back as soon as I see that. It's up now.
Jack's about to start his lap.
Here we go. Let's see what sector times are like for these boys that are going out first. On which what I can only assume is a banker lap.
This is one of my favourite circuits as well.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's okay. It's a challenging one, and it's, you know, it demands a lot from the driver. But when you can hook a lap up around here that's quick, it does feel good. Of course, times can only get quicker as the track rubs in as we progress through the 3 qualifying sessions. Oh, just runs wide, that's the validation, unfortunately. So in that case, we'll go to Simster now, who's just coming behind him in Sector 3. Just about to hit Sector 3. Very nicely. Ooh. As I say, that he loses his rear end, manages to recover though, luckily. So he'll be the first to put a time on the board. Won't be as fastest.
One of the Reynolds is about to complete the lap, I believe.
Yep, I'm just on board now, Simster. So, I mean, it won't be the fastest lap, I'm sure, but putting a lap on the board is crucial nonetheless. 1:18.0 as a start. Hudagomo in the McLaren is next. Just going through Sector 2. Sounds like a very Spanish name.
Chodak went quicker in Sector 1. That's how I say his name.
Yeah, he's McLaren's unfortunate there to invalidate, but Sadistic in the Ferrari. Just about to hit Sector 2. Sector 1 time with a 26.9. Do not want to touch that curb on the right side there. That will spin you, and you will be spinning until the end of time.
I hate that curb.
We've got Simpson in low fuel, so hopefully he'll yield nicely for Sadistic as he negotiates his way through the S section there. Simpson needs to yield as soon as he's able to in order to not slow Sadistic down. Yields nicely there, thank you very much, keeping out of the way. Let's see, Sadistic sets a first lap time of a 1...
Easily first.
1:15.8. Yeah, Simpson's going to want to get out and get another lap probably. He probably could go on those same tyres and set a good enough time. The McLaren of Udagomo 29 is going around again on those tyres. Just about to hit sector 3 as he negotiates those S's very, very nicely. Very nicely done. Keeps it clean this time. 53.3.
Purple
Hits the
sector
third
2.
sector. Let's see what he does here.
Final corner.
Looks like it could be a 116, maybe 116.2, 116.
A one.
It's going to be better than that. 115.2. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. He ran out of VRS, so I thought that'd be slowed down, but he still managed to get some good pace around there. As we now have on board with Lemony. Lemony is the one on a hot lap at the moment.
Set a purple sector 2 as well.
Let's see who's going to be the first to hit that 114 mark. It shouldn't be long before we start hitting that point. And we'll get say 1:16.0.
16 flat.
Not the fastest, but I'm sure he'll be happy enough with that for now. Vintage 1:16.4. Killer J's on the outlap. Is that Jack DNF the first Red Bull? No, it isn't. It's Spec Drive. He's invalidated, unfortunately. Alpha Tauri's on the outlap. McLaren's on an in-lap, I believe. So it's just Jack DNF now. Next split lap hits sector 3, 54.8 on his split time there. Let's see if it can pull anything out the bag for the Red Bull boys. Bit of a lock up.
From left.
Takes the last corner very nicely there.
The corner. DRS on the money.
1:17.2. He's going to have to go again, I think.
55th quick. Yes. And there's crew steamer behind, I think.
Yes, he is. He's just started his lap now. TKD is in the pits. So that's going to be Lemony coming in. Or is he going again? He's going again. He's 5/10 up. This could put him P2 if he continues that through sector 3. It's a 1:15.6 P2. Very nicely done. Ferrari's next. Just on an outlap. Vintage is coming in. He's invalidated.
Up sector 1 by crew steamer. Oh, and he's off.
Ooh.
Just after turn 5.
Killer J sets a 1:14.9, the first to dip into the 1:14s as a hash driver. Spec Drive just coming up to the line now, coming around the last corner. Nice momentum around there, 4th gear, 5th gear, DRS open. 15.9. Respectable. Morton's invalidated. Crew 54.7 as he hits a sector 3. So let's see what he can do here.
Crew goes.
Could be a 1:15 by the looks of it. Yeah. Oh wow, 1:16.4.
Fastest.
I'm not sure he's going to be very happy with that. He knows that he can do better than that. But we still have plenty of time in Q1. And still a few people to put their times on the board. Talking of one of these drivers, Liverpool fan, rounding sector 3 now. Just about to hit the last corner before he darts for that finish line. Opens up his DRS. It's 1:15.4.
Third fastest.
Nice time there. Let's go on board with Simster as he tries to set a timed lap here. 1:18.0 was his first, which I'm sure, knowing him, he'll want to improve on that.
I think everyone's guaranteed to go through to Q2.
Yes, I'm not sure how this works because of course we've only got 15 drivers. It's normally 15 that go through. So I'm not sure if they just take 14th. Oh, Simster. Okay, luckily it only took a bit of his wing off there. That's unfortunate. But these things
I think
happen.
Juga just went second fastest.
Monster into P3. 1:15.3 invalidated his first go, but his second go he improved very nicely. 1:15.8 for crew as well. Very nicely done there by the AlphaTauri boys. If you're listening, very, very well done. Nice lap times. Looks like Clement will be the next to start a lap. However, is it Vintage coming through the S section? Yes, he is. Let's see how he ends sector 2.
Sector 2.
4 tenths slower, unfortunately, almost 5 tenths slower. Let's check on board with him before we go to Clement on his first time lap of the session. And yep, he pulls out of the way. I think he's going to go into the pits there. Clement over the DRS, going downhill.
Oh, both AlphaTauris going through the S's.
His Mercedes teammate is just in front of him. So I'm sure that he'll yield for him as soon as needed. 1:26.9. That's a purple sector 1.
Looks trying to slow down for crew
Clement.
steamers to steam ahead.
Yeah, looks like he's been in slow fuel mode, unfortunately, so he'll be crawling back to the pits. That might hold him up a little bit as crew does get wheeled back into the pit, into the garage from the pit box. So
Both of them going pits. Very nice.
nicely done there. A little bit of a wiggle, but that's fine. 53.7.
Clement set a purple sector 2.
This could be a very nice lap. Maybe a 1:14.6 here, looking at that and having a little guess. Let's see. Got to hold it tight, hug that wall, open your DRS ASAP. Oh no.
Clement is
15.6.
6th fastest.
Slow down a little bit there, I think. So you hit that last sector, but still good enough lap time. So we have now Spider-Man coming around the last corner as he opens up the DRS.
What is he
And he
going
gets
to
a
do?
1:16.6.
1:16.6.
He's going to want to go faster than that. I know Spidey very well, and I know that he knows he can go faster than that. Alpha Stuns now, just about to say his first time lap. 26.8 for the first sector. Very nicely done there, Turnfall. Very nicely done.
Sector 1 by Alpha. Very nice. See, as he follows his teammate through the S's. His teammate has to yield for now. A purple sector 2 as well. This could be the quickest lap of the session.
See what Alpha Stuns can do. At the moment, Killer J is the only one that's dipped into the 1:14s. So let's see if Alpha Stuns can change that. 1:15. Oh, so close. Very nice lap there though from Alpha Stuns.
Yes.
TKD about to set his first time lap as well. 1:15.3. Very nice. Spidey's going to go into the pits. And Sadistic just behind him. Take the time lap. 10th. Oh, there we go. Almost 3 tenths better. Let's see what he can do here. Sadistic, this looks like it's going to be a very nice lap. Get that DRS open, get that hot pedal down. It's 15.6.
2 tenths quicker.
Vintage retired in the pits. Looks like he's happy with his time. Well, we'll find out very shortly what happens here as we get through to Q2. Whether everyone does just automatically get put through, of course, seeing as there's only 15 people in the lobby. Killer J is out again. Looks like he's, I would assume, on the same rubber as before. It says so here. Yes, he doesn't want to waste. He doesn't want to burn up soft tyres, of course, but sometimes, even if you have got a good lap, it's nice to get track time out there. Even if you do waste one set of softs just purely for track acclimatization. Yeah, that is the right word. Sounded wrong. But you know, even if you do burn up one set of softs, it also gets you used to tyre degradation over the track and gives you an idea of how to expect your soft tyres if you are going on that for your first stint or just later in the race, how they will feel as they slowly start to fade away. Sadistic, I believe he was coming in. No, yes he has. I thought so. Let's see if Killer J can improve. He doesn't need to at the moment, but I'm sure he'll be wanting to. Opens DRS, coming down the pit straight here as we start his lap time.
Excuse me a minute.
No problem. As he hits, very nice there. Gets the DRS open as well. Comes down the hill. What a lovely camera shot as he goes under the bridge. Very nicely done. Let's see what his first sector's saying. He's 2/10 slower, but it's not the end of the world. He can improve in the last two sectors. Let's see as he goes through his S's, go on board with them, takes both of them nicely, just kissing the little sausage curve there. Ooh. Very lucky not to get an invalidation, but he keeps going. Let's see what the sector says. Oh, that's unfortunate, as he mows the lawn a little bit there. I'm sure the Hungarian president, if they have one, will be happy with you for that. Saves him 5 minutes of work, getting rid of that bit of grass. And yep, as I thought, goes into the pits. A few people are retiring now. So that's that. Respect to Killer for driving. Just look at these messages. Thank you very much, Jack. I want to do my best, lad. You do your best on track, I'll do my best on comms. Oh, okay, but that's unfortunate, mate. That is unfortunate. Yeah, it's a short update, but the copying part of it is the killer of it. It really does. It just takes so long, that does. That was the part that caught me out as well, unfortunately. Just looking. I'm not sure if I've missed something here. Look. I honestly do not, unless I'm missing something, I do not have a clue when you say respect to Killer to be driving. If you do want to DM me on Discord, tell me the reason behind that. So I'm not sure if I'm missing anything. I feel stupid now, but yeah, I'll look into that. Can he improve, or is he just going to dive into the pits? He's going to go for it, and he doesn't improve, unfortunately. He invalidates instead. Yeah, that was a very nice lap from Jay, the first driver and the only driver in Q1 to drop into the 14 mark. It's very impressive from him there. As we can see, Killer J up top in the Haas 14.9, the only one to reach that mark, as I've said. Behind him, Alpha Stuns. Behind him, Hugh de Gomo, TKD, Mort's Liverpool fan, Sadistic King, Lemony, Clement, and Crew round out the top 10. Both Alpha Tauris, both Ferraris, both Williams, both Mercedes. Very good showing from them. Then we have Spec driving the Red Bull P11, Vintage P12, Spidey P13, Jack DNF P14, and Simpson P15 down there with his 118.0. He's not going to be very happy with that. He's going to want to improve, but seen as I believe everyone goes through to qualifying too, that's not going to be a problem. In fact, it might have helped him hide his pace just a little bit. So let's see if he can come out the gates here and show us what he has in that locker. Let's see what he can do.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Yes, as predicted, everyone gets through to Q2. So yeah, seems to really just got to hide his pace by getting that unfortunate lap time. So let's see who is out first this time, and what tyres they decide to go out on, because I will assume there'll be a few medium runners here. Mortster, Alpha Stuns Crew and Spectriv, Killer J, Liverpool fan. Yeah, a few people putting on those medium compounds now. And is that Simpster first out? Yes, he is. He's out on the softs, followed closely behind by, looks like, Jack. Is it Jack DNF behind him? Or both Red Bulls, in fact. It's Spectriv on the mediums and Jack DNF close behind on those soft compound tyres. So it'll be interesting to see how these medium runners, how they do. What times they would set compared to that of the soft runners.
Right, who are we looking at? Sinister's first one out.
Yes, he is indeed. Indeed. Oh, my wrist. Ouch. Right. There. Let's quickly type up a message in a moment as well. Yep, seems to just about to start a lap here. TKD, Killer J, Mortster. Pretty sure everyone, I think it's just TKD that switched also to the medium. So, 3, 4, 8 is that on the medium? That means 7 on the soft. So yeah, more people have opted for the medium tyre than the soft, which means starting around here on mediums can be quite strong if you're able to get into that top 10 and get through to Q3. Then obviously put yourself as far up the road as possible. So I can see why people have opted for the mediums over the soft, especially as there's so many symptom validates. That's unfortunate. Let's see Spectriv then. As I was going to say, as there are so many people opting for the mediums, you also, of course, have a better chance of getting through on the mediums, seeing as there's more of you doing it. Spectriv has backed out, Jack DNF has invalidated, and Clement has invalidated.
Sinister's got invalidated.
Pretty much everyone else just on outlaps now, unfortunately. Let's see what Hugh Davgomo, he just started a lap.
Sinister's about to start his next lap.
Good evening, Vintage. Good luck to you, mate. Very nice through there. Thank you to the Ferrari who yielded there. Very nicely done. That'd be sadistic, as Liverpool's still in the pits. You've got to remember, Hugo Gomo is on the soft compound tyre, so let's see what time he can set, and then we can relate that back to others once they've managed to get some lap times in.
Ooh.
1:14.9, so it's about 3/10 quicker actually. There's qualifying nice. One time, that's a very nice lap.
I think Mercedes might have given him the toe out of the final corner.
Killer J, let's see how we can do here on these medium compound. So these two are going to be the benchmark for both soft and medium compound runners. That's a 1:16.5 on that medium tyre. TKD's invalidated his medium run. Spectriv is invalidated again. Oh, he's not happy with that.
I can say a 1:15 would be a good up for them on mediums.
Yeah, I think what they're going to be aiming for in the mediums, maybe a low 1:15, between 1:15 and 1:15.5. But yeah, it's going to be difficult on those medium tyres. Of course, it is. If you can do it, it's probably the best tyre to start on. Let's see what these lads can do here. 1:16.4 for Morse, so he goes about a 10th quicker than Killer J, so he's currently the highest sitter on those medium tyres. Hope for him he can continue that as others continue to set some times.
Monster goes second fastest.
Is that Ferrari? Sadistic, let's see what he can do. He's gone into the pits. Okay, Alpha Stun's invalidated. Killer's still on another lap. Oh, well recovered.
Ooh.
Don't cut across the track yet. Thank you very much for letting
It's still
the
his whole way on.
Williams of Lemony past. Excuse me. Lemony gets a 1:15.4. I think he's going to need to go quicker than that if he wants to get through on the... maybe not get through on the softs, but of course there are a lot of medium runners as TKD sets a 1:15.9. Smashes the other two medium runners by 5/10.
Both Red Bulls
Very nice.
about to start or finish the laps.
Clement is... he's just started lap, I think, yep. Spectre is in the pits.
Oh no, Spectre's in the pits.
There's a Cruise about...
lap.
So it's more, so it's about to cross the map line. He gets a 1:16.2, which I believe is quicker, but just not quick enough to go ahead of TKD. Crew about to cross the line on the medium compound, a 1:16.4, so he's just a couple of tenths slower than his Alpha Tauri teammate at the moment. Neutral fan's just about to start a lap on the mediums, and I believe Alpha Stun's about to finish one. So let's see how this finishes. 1:16.1, so it's a respectable time on those mediums. Lemony Tang.
Ooh, Vintage just says looking good for the front row.
Clement. $1:15.1 on those softs, so yep, as it predicted, the soft runners top the charts at the moment, but I'm sure these medium runners want to prove a point here.
Oh wait.
Yeah, unfortunately he's
Killjay's coming out.
But I'm quite surprised from that, considering he had a very strong qualifying 1 performance. Let's see what Liverpool fan can do on these medium tyres. He rounds the last corner. Coming up to the line now, that will be a 1:15.8, fastest of the medium runners. P4. Very nice lap there. Very, very nice lap.
About half the grid's in the pits.
We'll go on board with Simpson for his lap.
Vintage is on his out lap, as well as Sadistic and various other people.
He's yet to get a time lap. He's gone for mediums, so he needs to really stick this lap. If he doesn't think that he can, rounding the penultimate corner, he's going to have to dive in the pits and get those soft tyres on, and then try and put a time. But I'm optimistic, and I do think he's able to.
Who was the yellow flag in sector 3? We'll tie one of the Red Bulls. Yeah, but it wasn't. It was Vintage going slow race for his lap.
Let's see what Simpson can do here. Killer J's put on a fresh set of softs. Just starting the lap. We'll go on board with him shortly. Although there's a yellow there, so maybe he's backing out of the lap now. Yeah, looks like he's going to back out of that. We'll see why in a moment here, just as we see Simster.
Vintage is coming up behind Killer J.
It's looked reasonable. Yep, Vintage. Killer J yields nicely. Simster gets a 1:16.1 on the mediums. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see what Vintage can do here.
Some decent times.
Killer J backs out. Does he have any wing damage? That's the question here.
Sadistic is on the flying lap.
That won't show us. Doesn't look like it's going to show us. He comes through the S's. Hopefully the camera will change. Do want to go back on with Vintage ASAP. Nope, wing looks fine, so he's just aborted, saving the tyres and going again for an next lap, which is probably a bold move from Killer J, but a very good idea. Let's see what Vintage can do here. as he rounds the last corner. I think it's going to be a mid-16 lap possibly. Let's see what he can do. It's a 1:17.3.
Or mid-17.
He's not going to be very happy with that. He knows he can do better. So I'm excited to see how he does there.
Everyone knows he can do better.
Sadistic. About a second down, according to that there in Sector 1. Which I'm surprised by. And let's see how he handles it in Sector 2. If he's still down, then we'll go back on board with Killer J. Yeah, he's almost 2 seconds down. We'll go back on board with Killer J here, as he needs to set a good lap. Almost 3.5 tenths up through Sector 1, very nice. See if he can keep it up in his Sector 2, very nicely taken there. Yes, little chicane.
Can they hear me in your video?
They should be able to. I've got it on share, so as long as you have, they should be able to, yeah.
Oh yeah, you can.
Vintage, running wide there, very nicely done, yielding 6 tenths up for Killer J. That said purple, which, looking at the screen in time, would be correct. Let's hope he can keep this up. I tell you what, from 16.5 to quite possibly a mid-14, this will be great turnaround. 15.3, lost a little bit of time there unfortunately, but still P3 for now, so still a good time on the board there.
Nice. Spider-Man and Spectre, who haven't set a lap, are on out laps now.
Yes, so Spider-Man's only just come out the pits, I believe, for the first time on the mediums as well. Spectre has tried 2 medium runs, and he invalidated both, so I think he's just scrapped the idea of that, and he's just put on the soft set of tyres, hoping that, well, from what I can see, hoping that he gets through to Q3, knowing that he's only got a couple of minutes left. He's going to have to perfect this lap as a last attempt, really. Cruz also put on the soft as he sits in P11, so Sadistic, so is Monster. Sims has got to be ready to put on the soft and probably get out just in case, as there are still a few people below him that can go quicker. We know that Spectre can, Spider-Man can, Vintage, Jack can improve, Cruz can improve. You know, everyone below him's just gone on to the soft, so they are going to improve. So he's going to have to watch out for that and be mindful. Looks like Liverpool's probably going to be the only one that can really stick to his medium time and maybe get away with it. So he'll have a huge advantage in the race if he's able to do that.
Spider-Man leaving it late, leaving it for track evolution.
There we go, looking at it at the moment, look, as expected, the soft top out the top 4. Everyone down to Spectre on mediums. Spectre yet to set a lap. He tried to go on mediums, but he's now ditched that idea with just a minute to go, trying to do the softs. And you can see a lot of people have switched to the softs just in case they do need to go back out. But I'd say, let's have a look here, probably Liverpool fan down to, yeah, Liverpool fan and TKD I'd say are probably safe. But if you're below, TKD might need to be a bit wary, but if you're below them you probably need to get those softs fitted on like a few people have and get ready. Go on your out lap now. Even if you bought the lap, you only put 1 lap on those soft tyres.
I don't think anyone pits to be able to come out. It'll be too late for anyone in pits to come out.
Let's see, Spectre here, he rounds the final corner, he gets a 1:15.4, puts him up to P5. Hopefully for him, that'll be good enough. Spider-Man, let's see what he can do on the mediums. Spider-Man gets a 1:15.5 also. Very nice. On a medium tyre. Lovely jubbly.
Spicy.
Who's first? Did Jack do? So he's just started. So does he. Alpha Stun's on an out lap. Clement's on an out lap.
Vintage start his fire.
TKD's on an out lap. Lemony's in the pits. So we got Sadistic. Liverpool fan, like Sadistic will be the first to cross the line with another lap time. He's a second up on his time. This could be a very, very nice time if he's able to. Oh, Killer. Oh, I think he's actually crashed there, as you can see, just after turn 4. That's unfortunate, as he's only P10. Sadistic probably about to demote Killer J to P11 as well with this lap. This is like a very nice time, 15.0.
Vintage is on his flying lap in the middle of Sector 2.
That's unfortunate. Get on board with Mort here, as he's just about to finish lap 8 tenths up currently from his medium time. so he'll have to start on the softs, but sometimes it's worth it.
Let's see. Red Bull Vintage go by.
1:15.0 P3, very nice lap there, just 9,000 separating P2 and 3. And next we have Jack DNF, yep.
Vintage come around the final corner.
15.9 P9. 15.9 P9, oh my goodness. I don't know how Jack DNF's been demoted from P9 to P11 and gone completely over Killer J, but surely that's got to reshuffle itself. Although Killer J does have a 15.3, the only reason he's there is because, of course, he's retired, so no, it won't.
His time's quicker than the people below him.
Yeah, I just looked at that. The only reason he's been put to P10 is because if getting through, he will start at P10, due to not being able to take part in Q3, because his car isn't in one piece, unfortunately. Liverpool fan, TKD, 14.6 and 14.7. Liverpool fan and TKD.
Vintage down to P11.
Vintage, yeah, P11, Alpha Stuns, 14.7. Now, here we go. This is what I like to see, guys. Getting in the rhythm of it now.
Pits. That's it for qualifying.
That's everyone done. Wow. There we go. Pulling out some very nice lap times there in their last runs when it counts. I mean, look at that. If we look down,
lap times 16.1.
under 4/10 between P1 to P8. Yeah. So almost the top 10, just, top 8. Separated by 4/10.
The top 12 is separated by a second.
That is crazy. Very, very nice lap times there, guys. Very well done to everyone that gets through to Q3. Commiserations to people that didn't. As we look here, TKD tops the board. 1:14.6, very impressive. Liverpool fan P2, Alpha Stuns P3, Crew in 4th, Udagomo P5, Sadistic P6, Clement P7, Monster 8th, Lemmy Tang 9th. Killer J, unfortunately, did get through, but he retired his car, so he will not take part in Q3, and then he'll start P10. That's not where you want to be starting, unfortunately. Spectre P11, Spidey P12, Vintage 13th, Jack DNF 14th, Simpster in 15th. So we see both the Williams, both the AlphaTauri, both the Ferraris and both the Mercs. The only imposter that will be taking part is a McLaren. So that's unfortunate for Killer J there. P10 isn't really where you want to start on old tyres as well, but hopefully for him he can recover that in the race. Very nice lap from Crew there as well. It snuck in, I didn't even notice it, but I think he got P4 in the end, so very nicely done there.
Very nice.
Let's see who gets that first. What do you think the timing's going to be then? What do you think the fastest lap's going to be in Q3?
About, maybe if I go all out, if I do the best I could possibly do, low 14s to high 13s.
I think I'm going to go for a 14.4. Who do you think it'll be? That's a big question. Name the top 3.
Anyone.
Ooh,
both Mercedes coming out at the same time.
Very nicely done there. And the Williams beats them to it as well, TKD. So yeah, who do you think the top 3 will be? First of all, the most important one, pole. Who do you think is going to get pole? Then you can tell me.
It's hard to choose, but I would go I'd probably go with TKDM for pole.
TKD, fair enough. Who do you think P2 and 3?
Judging by the Q1 and Q2, Monster, or however you say his name in the AlphaTauri.
Yeah.
Sorry if I mispronounced it.
Yeah, Monster,
P2.
yeah.
And Liverpool fan in P3.
So we have a very similar top 3. In fact, pretty much the same except shuffled. I've gone P1 Liverpool fan, P2 TKD, and P3 Monster. I think Monster will be closely followed by his AlphaTauri teammate as well in P4.
Oh.
So,
Cruise team.
Yeah, let's see if they can perform up to our expectations. I believe it's actually Monster going to be the first. No, not Monster. Sorry, Crew, his teammate, going to be the first to start a lap. So we'll jump on board with him. see what you can pull out the bag here.
Yeah, Crew's gonna be first, then TKDM.
Yellow in sector 3, probably just giving each other a little bit of space there. Yep, nothing seems to have gone wrong, thankfully.
We've got crew coming round. Second, third corner. Very nice. Now going down the tight left-hander of turn 4.
Runs a little wide, unfortunate there in
Turn
validation,
5
but
should validate it.
still has plenty of time until the end of this session. So you can have a go on those tyres again if you feel comfortable, or hopefully he saved another pair. But he did have to hop onto the softs to get through. So, TKD, very lucky to get away with that there and not getting validation. Very clean though, very nicely done.
Who do you think's going to come 9th? Out of curiosity.
Now, I think 9th place is actually not going to set a lap time. I think it's just going to be down to validations. And
Maybe.
as much as I hate to say it, we know Lemony loves to rack up the penalties and loves to, you know, push the track limits maybe a bit too far sometimes. So I think that maybe
seen him before, so I can't judge.
Maybe he'll accidentally slip a little bit out, and
But you know who I have seen.
I do like getting proven wrong. So, Lemony, I know you can hear me, prove me wrong. You think sadistic? 114.7 there, good start
Either
from TKD.
sadistic or alpha, I think.
Who they got though? 114.8. Oh, and that's unfortunate from Clement, but the two top there, you know, it's only a few tenths away. Clement, that's easily.
Alpha.
Oh, Alpha, what a lap!
Proving me wrong.
114.6. Wowee. Clement, we know he can go faster than that. Everyone knows he can go faster, including himself. So there's no need to worry about that monster. Almost a 115 flat, just a thousandth off there.
Crew is coming through set 2. Very nice.
Oh, almost.
Ooh. To that bit wide.
I think that might have lost him a little bit of time there as he had to jolt his way back onto the track, but hopefully it hasn't ruined his lap time too much. Let's see what he's able to do here. DRS open.
He's going to do a 1:59. Not very good for a Q3 lap, if I'm honest.
It isn't, but everyone, including himself, I know I keep saying this, but he knows he can improve on that. So,
yeah,
maybe he'll have to reuse the tyres that he used to get through to Q3 on, as we know that he probably won't have a spare as he used all 3 now, but at the end of the day, all that matters is that you're able to get higher up the grid. You may have a lap extra lifetime on your tyres, but
if you get through to Q3 then you might have to score points. It's just how it is.
Exactly that.
And if you get pole, you might have to win.
Although it is P1 through till 15, so everyone racing right now, as long as they finish the race, will get points. Actually no, because Kevo's doing, one unlucky person will not get points tonight, but of course if you do get pole, you get the extra 3 points towards your championship standings as well as your team constructors.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Is massive.
I didn't know that.
As well as helping your own race, it helps your fight on the championship leaderboard and constructors. Good evening, Mega.
I'm not sure who that one unfortunate person would be in P16.
I don't even want to think about that. I really don't, because whoever it is, I will feel so awful for them. But you never know. As I say, everyone that finishes will get points, so it may even be a retirement. It'll be unfortunate, but as long as you finish, you have a very, very high chance of getting points, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah. I don't want to predict, but I bet there'll be at least a few retirements.
Hungary is a track that, you know, there are a lot, just like many tracks. You will, yeah, all it takes is one little wrong corner, and it will put you into a wall. But you know, a lot of the curbs that spin you here, there's not really many walls. You know, the curb of death as you take the right. You're in quite an open area. You can get flung out into the wall, but chances are it keeps you tight and just pulls you in. I'm hoping there won't be any retirements or any safety cars, but
You know,
see how that
we don't
goes.
want the action to slow down.
Exactly that. We want high intensity racing here. Let me take starting his lap. Also, just an update from earlier. I said I wasn't too sure what happened. Why people talk about Killer. I'm not going to say exactly why. I'm not going to discuss it because it's not my position to do so. But my condolences are with you, my friend. And that is the reason as well for the drivers using blue helmets tonight. That's a very nice touch from the PLR lads, as always, very supportive and getting behind each other in whatever, you know, we support. As I say, condolences, mate. Good luck tonight. You're starting P10. Of course, you didn't get to take part in Q3, but go out there and give it your best shot. It's just like a very good time for Lemley Tang.
What's the Bullfang gonna do in sets 2?
I said this guy might. I mean, I told him to prove me wrong, but I don't want him to prove me wrong too bad. So if you wouldn't mind slowing down just a little bit, please, Lemley. Oh my lord. Oh my god. 114.4, he's coming from pole. Oh my god. Okay. Well, you proved me wrong. Fair play. High five to you. Very nice lap time.
He's not finishing last.
Very nice lap time there.
I'm still predicting Sadistic to come last.
Liverpool 14.4, 500 between the top two.
I'm predicting Sadistic to finish last in Q3. And he hasn't come out of pits yet.
You're right, he hasn't. I'll tell you what, Lemony's completely proven me wrong. However, the mid-14 time, he's helped me on that front. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Every cloud has a silver lining, as they say. Yeah, just 500s between the top two there, so... That's fantastic.
Lemony bringing the heat by Spider-Man.
Yeah, he certainly has. You know, he's been holding back for the last two quali sessions. All of a sudden, he just pulls it out of the bag like that. How about
very
that?
Good laps,
Wow,
yeah. Two very good laps.
Put me in the bin.
I'll tell you, I don't think I'll be able to keep up with half these times.
Yeah, these are very impressive times put in by the guys here.
If these were final times, I'd probably be P8.
I haven't raced this track in a long time. I think the last time I raced here, I think my time was a 14.7 or 14.8. I can't remember now. That's my best quality time. So yeah, I'll probably be, if I'm lucky, P6. Just in case it was a 14.8, maybe a 14.9, I'll be P6 maximum. So yeah, the time these guys are putting in are very, very impressive.
Yeah, yes.
Props to the guys.
Yeah. I think like in all the other races, like...
Oh,
what was it?
Udagamo, very big spin there. Luckily, you did not get damage to the rear wing on this game because that would have been his car out.
Next game.
Right,
you were next game.
Yes.
And you get damage to your side pods and everything.
Crew is 5/10 up. He's on for pole. If he can nail this last sector, he is on for pole. Holding a nice tight line there.
Was that 5/10 quicker?
I believe so. That's a 4. Oh, he slowed down a little bit there, but still a great lap. It's unfortunate. I think he may have touched the grass just a little bit. And yeah, unfortunate for Udagamo. Sadistic. Let's jump on board with him. He's yet to put in a lap time, so he means business. He means business.
If he can be a 51, then my 9th place is correct. My 9th place prediction.
He's very confident. He's come out late compared to some of the other guys. So let's see if he can pull it off. If he can show us something special here.
Ooh.
Oh, that was close. Touch and go there.
Almost.
Let's see what he does here. This could be a low 15.
12, 13, 14.
14.9. Very nicely done. Mortensen just coming round here. He's 1/10 up apparently, which could put him above Sadistic. Let's see, can he break into the 14? He gets a 14.8. Very nicely done. P6 for him. Very nicely done.
Still got
well done,
11 seconds to cross the line for another lap.
TKD, Cruz pitting. Doesn't look like Hugo got... Yeah, that one. Hugo Gomo's going to have time.
And that's
No, he
qualifying
doesn't.
3.
Sadistic is out. But we have Alpha Stuns still going for a lap. He's 6 thousandths down on his time, but marginal. So let's see if he can improve.
Oh, wait. It stopped.
Yeah, Sadistic
He's
has
come to
pulled aside.
He's grinded into a hole.
Maybe low on fuel. I'm not 100% sure on that, though.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it does have a fuel icon. That means, yeah. He's basically got fuel.
Can do here. And he hits.
And that's his qualifying over. He won't be
400
upset.
down. Let's see, can he nail this third sector? Oh, loses rear end a little bit there. And unfortunately, I don't think he's going to improve on his time due to that.
TKDM lost his rear end, but he's got purple second sector.
14.5, so he did improve by a tenth. He didn't lose his rear end. I wonder what he could have got. Unlucky there. TKD, yep, he's 5 tenths up
TKD.
apparently.
One of my podium places is right. Let's see if I can get second.
14.
Yes, I can. TKDM
wow,
for pole.
wow.
That's my pole prediction.
Fantastic lap. Fantastic
That's my pole.
lap. I can't remember I put on pole now. Liverpool fan, didn't I?
Yeah, and I put TKDM.
Yeah. The Alpha Tauri boys. P5 and 6. Only a few places lower than we thought, but I mean, still great lap times. Look at that. Just 8 tenths between P1 and P9. Very good time from all the guys there. TKD just stealing the pole position away from his teammate on his last lap that he sets. Wow. Williams boys really showing that their car is suited to the ground here. Of course, it is equal, but smashed it out the park there.
Well, I got 2 of them right. I got Liverpool fan correct as well. I predicted to P3 for him.
Yeah, I went for pole for him. Look at that.
The only one that was missing was
Monster. Yeah,
Monster.
Down in P6. But 14.8, that's still a very good time. Here we are, obviously no P10 as that was Killer J, retired his car in Q2, unfortunately after setting his lap time. So the House boys will be working on that to get that fixed very quickly so he's able to go out. Hopefully it's not a mixed situation.
Thanks, Equaza.
But of course, just like that, overnight, here we go. We've slept, we've woken up, and the House boys have miraculously fixed the car, so Killer J will be back out on track for the race. This will be a good one. This will definitely be action-packed. 16 people in the lobby now. Kevo will be starting from the back after joining late, unfortunately, due to the game having an update that he wasn't aware of until we had tried to load it up. So, Kevo has something to prove here.
Now I can have a look at who I think is going to come 16th.
Yeah.
It would be easy to say Kevo because he's starting last, but
I think Kevo's going to work his way up through the field very nicely here.
It could be anyone.
He's a very good racer, very experienced. He knows what he's doing. He's very fast as well.
TKDM could come last.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, as long as there's, I think what we need to see here is just good, hard racing between the lads. As they say, you can lose it going into turn 1, but you can't win it. You know, the more preservative and safe you are, the more consistent you are. It's not all about speed, it's all about consistency. So
the race isn't won in turn 1.
Exactly that. I mean, no one's loading in. Ah, here we go. They're just putting on setups or something.
Lemon is ready.
Taking a while there. But as people ready up,
come on, lads, I want to get a race going.
Yeah, the countdown to the race is now on. Not long now. Last minute briefings before the race with the lads, going through strategies, probably talking to each other. I'd assume there's a few at the party here, probably running each other through strategies, etc. So let's see how they do as we load into the formation lap. And the formation lap is underway. Both the Williams boys lead the pack.
TKDM's just shot off.
Here we go.
Like a missile out of a rocket.
We look at tired, Spectriv, Jack DNF, and Kev over on the mediums. Looks like Simster, Vintage, and Spidey are going for the one-stop, hard to soft. Now the hards are going to be horrible off the start if they don't get enough heat into them, but that one stop onto the fresh, soft compound tyre at the end could be costly, and it really could win them the race if they're able to perfect this strategy. Of course, the top 10 all starting on the soft compound tyre, they're opting to start on that. TKD now, just bringing the pack up a little bit. All just dancing together there. Look at them all weaving, dancing. Kevo bringing it up the rear in the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
Good luck to everyone in this race. Let's keep it clean, keep it nice, and let's make it an entertaining one. Let's show people what you've got.
No heroics into Sandoval.
Yeah, exactly that. I can already hear Jeff in their ears now. I can already hear him. Make sure you bring the tyres up to temperature nicely. We'll wait for you on the grid. Or something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
I can hear it.
Just looping in my head. Over and over again.
Very nice camera angle there. See everyone going round into the final corner now. Here we go, getting ready. Lined up on the grid for this race start. Not very often you see the two Williams, P1 and 2. Something that I've missed.
After you've seen them nail back on grid.
Yeah, this is like almost a reverse grid, except
It's fantasy.
yeah, this is the greatness of playing equal cars on this game. Anything can happen. It's just brilliant.
Ooh. Let's have a look.
3, 4,
Revs
5
are on.
lights. Lights
It's
are out on our
lights out
screen.
and away
There
we
we
go.
go. Lights are out on their screen as well.
Oh Jesus, TKDM's terrible start.
Yeah, TKD got dragged down. He's not
Wait,
P10 like it says, but his teammate did get the
Wait,
jump
no.
on him into
Wait,
turn
no,
1. There's
the-
a few ghosted.
No, the standings are glitched. He's still in top 3.
Yeah, it's the unfortunately it's a standing glitch. Although his teammate has jumped him, but he is a ghost. I'm not sure why there's a few people that are
Can't believe Lemony Things got front row.
Where did they go?
Where have they got?
Lemony jumped his teammate there.
Ooh,
Oh,
Alpha's
Alpha
out.
Stun's already retired. Oh, he spun it at turn 4 first lap.
Alpha's the one who's out.
There
Alpha's the
we
one
go.
at 60.
Everyone that finishes the race now will get points. That's unfortunate. He'd waited all day for this, gone through qualifying, made it to Q3,
That's a
and in
virtual safety
4
car.
corners, his race is over. So unfortunate for you, Alpha, there in the Mercedes.
Holy class is cheering on Mercedes.
Well, in better news, what an absolute stormer of a start for Killer J from P10 to P3. Wow,
Jeez.
fantastic start.
Wow.
Very nicely done. Jack DNF there from 14th to 10th.
The other
Of
side
course.
of speed, not the other side, the virtual safety car's ending.
Of course, Lemony jumping his teammate there on lap 1, but both Williams still lead the pack, with the House of Killer J hunting them down from
Oh, and they're
behind.
pulling away. Wow.
Good restarts from the William boys under VSC there. See what's happening at the back, see if this is legitimate.
Oh, Kevin's already up to P12.
Spectrider's pitted, he's getting a new wing, and he's going on to mediums, I want to say. Yep, another set of medium tyres.
Yes, yes, yes.
Interesting indeed there. TKD, it says he's gone down a place, but that's not true. He still says P2 there. All the deltas are pretty much at the same point now. Between 4 to 5 tenths.
So start with Staff and J gained 7 positions.
Clement is right on the rear Sadistic King here. TKD is not a tenth behind Lemony, that is just a glitch which will be reset hopefully as we start this next lap. Yeah, there we go, 8 tenths gap between the two of the boys there.
Jack, Simster and Kevo have all gained 4 positions as well. Tied second for most positions gained so far. Spectre has lost almost positions with 4. Ooh, going on the curbs a little bit there, Killer. Just on the entry of 10-4.
Right, I've just had to write a little something there, just something to do with the steward in another league. There we go, decision has been made and finalised and given through now. All my attention is on next. So, Liverpool fan right on the back of Killer J after an absolute fantastic start from Killer J, gaining 7 positions.
Spectre's gaining vintage.
It's absolutely pouring it down outside my window and I've got my arm out my window and it's the best feeling I've felt in a long time. Fantastic. Oh, Killer J making a move on TKD. I'm going the wrong way. Fantastic up the inside. Wow, what a move.
Spectre was gaining on vintage. No,
Killer J's having a fantastic race. Oh my goodness. He's making my voice crack and everything. I'm too excited. TKD gets him back down into turn 1. Oh, wheel touching.
Jesus. Ooh, wheel action.
It's unbelievable, Jeff. And he still gets a DRS due to being 1 detection point.
TKD takes his place back.
Very nicely done there. Good racing from the boys. Very nicely raced. As we look down to Spidey.
So
on the back of Kevo. Kevo's made it up to P12. He's had a great start on those medium compound tyre. Simster as well, up 4 places alongside Jack DNF.
Ooh.
Up 4 places.
Kills off. J's
spun.
off.
Oh no, Killer J spun.
Went onto grass. He just went onto grass and lost a lot of time.
At least he's recovered. He may be P8, but he's still up 2 places from the start. And you know, you can still hunt these lads down. It's a little bump, it's a little speed bump in the road, but we've still got a long way to go. You know, we've still got 31 laps of Hungary. How about that?
2. 32 laps to go. Yeah. If you count the rest of the song. Yeah. Whatever. No.
Headset told me to die there, so I had to quickly chuck it down and get my my charger for that. So now I've got it on charge nicely.
Spectre's got a penalty.
Mort's is right on the rear of Jack DNF. And does he get him into turn 1?
What is Spectre got a penalty for?
Probably running wide and track limits. Oh, very nice switchback from Jack DNF there.
But multiple warnings.
Very good racing from these two boys. The sister teams of Redbourne Alpha Tauri both battling it out together. This is what we like to see. Jack DNF and Morse are very nicely done.
So let's see. I'm definitely not favouring Alpha Tauri.
Or Killer J. That's unfortunate.
I'm definitely not favouring Alpha Tauri just because I raced Film in Tier 3.
I mean, Killer J for Haas, he's had a great start.
Yeah,
very
good. And he's got a penalty.
Mate. He's got a 3-second penalty, but all he needs to do now is keep his head in the game and keep it going.
Not surprising.
Oh, you got damn on there. A little spin. I'm not sure if him and Sadistic made contact, but it was close. Very nicely done to
can Spectre catch him?
Sadistic and Clement to avoid that. Very nicely done. Good reaction times there, because that could have ended very badly. Currently, Williams still P1 and P2 after the race. Lemony jumped TKD, of course, at the start. Liverpool fans still P3. Crew up to P4.
Both McLarens are out of the top 10.
So Monster and Killer J decide to pit. Let's see what strategy they go for. Alpha Tauri of Monster goes on to the mediums, and yeah, Killer J goes for the hard, going for the one-stop strategy. Killer J there at the Haas team. They think the one-stop is quicker. Let's see how that works out for him, as Clement is still on the rear wing of Sadistic.
TKDM's got a penalty.
TKD has got a penalty. I'm surprised Lemony hasn't got one yet.
Very
Oh,
unfortunate.
okay, he has now. And there we go. Timing of that, guys. How about that? Call me a
Both
psychic.
Williams have got a penalty.
And Jack DNA, yeah, people are just starting to, once one hits, that's when they start rolling. This track is
Jack's got a
difficult
penalty.
for penalties. So, we'll see how it goes. Sorry about that, Lemon. I probably brought that penalty up on you.
All Fan needs to do is stay within 3 seconds and he's got to win.
Exactly that.
It's that simple.
And keep out of trouble himself.
Always going in the piss.
Liverpool fans pitted,
fan.
is that? Cruz
Lemonade,
pitted.
Liverpool
Oh, Clement dives in late as well.
Cruz team.
Yep. So TKD looks like he's going for the overcut alongside Sadistic. So looks like Team Order will get work in there.
For the hards, I believe.
Yes. Just having a look here on tyres. Simpson's had a fantastic start. Kevo as well on those hard tyres, making up, and Jack DNF making up many places, almost up to the podium spots now as the soft tyres do start to die off. So people dive into the pits. Of course, once pit stops are served.
The top 7 haven't pitted, but everyone below has.
Yeah, of course, once pits are served, you know, it'll be reshuffled again. Great start from them.
Spectrus Pascomo.
Yes, he has.
Spectrus gained up load of time.
Oh, Liverpool fans got himself a 3 second. There we go. That's unfortunate. He just needs to stay 3 seconds, but now he needs to beat them on
That's
track.
That's the commentator's curse. Me saying stay behind them. Stay 3 seconds behind them.
Well.
Sorry, Liverpool fan.
Yeah, it's completely your fault, mate. Not your fault, Liverpool. Don't worry, mate. Monster here is getting ever so closer, just crawling up to the back of Killer J. Killer J's, of course, on those hards going for the one stop. Monster is on the faster compound and the mediums, so we want him to get him out of the way soon. Probably he's got a good amount of ERS compared to J, so he can probably do it on this next, on the pit straight in the next DRS zone. Udagomo there with a 3 second penalty as well.
My glasses are for the fight, my headset.
Jack DNF takes Simpster into turn 1. Simpster fights back there, neck and neck going down into turn 2. Jack holds it around the outside. Simpster takes the inside. A bit of contact there, but ultimately no damage caused. Good, tight, clean racing from the two guys there. Monster also now DRS activated behind Killer J. Killer J holds it nicely into turn 1, going down to turn 2.
Jack's round the back of Simpster.
Very nicely done. Liverpool fan Vintage takes him up into turn 4. Wow, bold move. Liverpool fan has gone for a one stop onto the hards. Like TKD's also on the hards, yes. Lemony's on the mediums, so Williams has split strategy today. Interesting. Very nicely done. Spidey's on the back of Kevo. He's going to be wanting to clear him as soon as possible.
12, Jack's
lost another 3 seconds. That's unfortunate.
Ooh, Jack's had a lock up.
Back up to Spidey as he's just about to hit the DRS. The mediums of Kevo are just...
into piss.
Mediums of Kevo are starting to get to the point now where they get the crossover between being nice, fresh,
he's gone on to
and
the
speedy.
hard compound, I believe.
See, Spidey's his tyres will be coming into prime now. Oh, Jack DNF spun at turn 1. He hasn't got any wing damage, I hope. No, he has left wing plate loss, unfortunately. And here we see now the Williams boys are fighting each other.
Vintage climbed up the order.
Wow.
To P10.
Crew. Jack there. Oh, and Clement, he wants a bit of this as well. He says, excuse me lads, let me get involved, let me join the party. Goes around the outside into turn 4. Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
A ballsy move there.
A little bit of a lock up there.
Jack is fighting for his life here, but he has got wing damage and he's on older tyres. You know, I think...
Oh, another lock up.
Oh.
Tyres are really going.
We ran wide there, I couldn't quite see.
I thought for a second after turn 3 that Cruz crashed, but no. Clement, not Cruz, sorry.
Clement's right there. Spider-Man on those hard tyres is really making the life up top for the boys hard.
Did that Ferrari just lock up? It was one of them. I believe the Ferrari of Sadistic just got up.
Jack Pitts. Spidey's right on the rear wing of Kevo. Let's see what tyres Jack opts to put on the hard compound.
Might overtake his teammate here.
Let's see who wins it out of the pitch. Yeah, Spectre's easy peasy there.
Yeah. Going right from the back, about 30 seconds behind, and now is in P13.
We normally see the Renault 6 mag leading, but this time it's Simster. So he's leading the way for Renault, even though his teammate 6 mag, the current championship leader, isn't able to make today. Simster has taken that responsibility.
Oh, Kevo's in second.
For Renault. Yeah, Kevo's made it up to second, but he's yet to make a pit stop, so that could change very soon.
It's been a good start so far, very good start.
Second. Yes, Kevo's had a great start. Same with Spidey as well on those hards. You know, Kevo's mediums are going to be slowly dying off soon, whereas Spidey's hards have just kind of slumped a little bit from the peak, but they're going to be feeling still great at this point in the race.
Quaz is saying it's been so clean so far.
Yes, I just read that. It has been very clean. The only retirement, from what I saw, Alpha may have done it himself. I think he just clipped the curb and lost his rear and just spun himself into a wall. I may be wrong, it may have been contact, but so far one retirement in 11 laps, and it's only been, from what I presume, he was his own demise there. I believe it's caused by himself. Liverpool fan and crew are fighting up into turn 4. This is not a corner that you want to fight.
All the commentators cursed right now. It was said it's been clean.
Well, I certainly hope not. Huda, Gomo and Spectre side by side down to turn 2. Very nicely done by the McLaren driver there of Hugo Domo. Very nice.
This is a very nice helicopter.
Morster 3 second penalty.
Spider-Man.
Yes, this is a very nice battle. Cruz also just behind, just on the rear wing of TKD. Excuse me. Just as they come to the third sector here.
TKD, missed overtake.
See if Spidey can get Kevo. Always, surely he's right on his rear wing there. He's got the DRS open, ERS activated.
I don't
Kevo
think
goes for the defensive. Kevo goes for the defensive. Can he get a switchback or hold it around the outside? He goes for a switchback. Yes, he does. He opens the DRS. Kevo is just ahead slightly, I believe, here.
No,
just manages to hold
nice.
that. Very nicely done there. Very good racing, guys. Keep that up, indeed. Crew on the rear wing of TKD at the same point goes for the that was close. That was close. Kevo 3 second. Oh, that's not what you want. Spider-Man pushing him into mistakes there, making him nervous.
I think this battle behind Simster could be helping him
looking
get
through
away.
The drivers, by the looks of it, Cruz underfueled his car. He's got the yellow fuel light. What about Monster, his AlphaTauri teammate? Nope. Anybody else got a fuel light on? Doesn't look. Oh, Simster has. So it looks like Simster and Crew are the only two that underfueled the car, and it looks like it's worked for them because they both got great pace so far around here. It's just when the penultimate laps.
But we're gonna have to start saving fuel at some point.
Yes, but it is one of those tracks that I think realistically, as long as you save up your ERS, you put it in stand and lean, you can kind of get dragged around here with the DRS detection zones, which looks like Crew's idea. So it's working at the moment. We just have to see how it works out on the penultimate laps. Kevo again into turn 1 goes defensive. Spider-Man holds it, goes for a switch back again. Kevo gets very nice traction out of that corner. So does Spider-Man though. Kevo goes for the defensive down into turn 2.
For now.
Spidey goes around the outside. Kevo just about keeps it. Spidey's still not giving up.
I believe after turn 3 there should be a DRS zone.
Very nicely battled from these guys here. Very nicely done. Oh, what, up to turn 4 do you mean?
Yeah, going up to turn 4.
Yeah. It is a bit
or
of a
just
straight,
before turn 12.
So, very nicely done here.
Ooh. Going up to turn 12, these two are still. Ooh, I think Spider-Man slightly touched Kevo's rear diffuser.
Yeah, Spidey wants this. Kevo's just going for the defensive, knowing that as long as he stays ahead in this stint,
out again.
he's in a good position. Spidey, surely he's going to meet him up here. He's right on his rear. He gets a DRS, ERS. Even if Kevo goes defensive, Spidey should have this move. But it looks like Kevo is using ERS. He's pretty much even on ERS now with Spidey. Spidey tries to hang it around the outside instead of a switchback. Kevo cannot defend that because of it. Spidey gets the position nicely.
Yes,
DRS open down the hill, holds the inside. And that is Kevo down into P3. Very nice racing there from the boys.
Jack's got a 3-second time penalty.
Very, very nice. Kept it clean. You know, there's a few laps of racing there. Tight racing the whole way through. And from what I saw, you said there might be a slight tap, but I saw no contact. So that's great racing. I was unfortunately looking at Crew and TKD when that happened. But
might have been different.
It was great racing from the guys to be that close for so long with such little contact. Very nicely done. And Spider-Man, look at that, he's somehow made it.
Just got a 3-second time penalty.
Spidey's already made a second gap to Kevo. I think Kevo's tyres are dying off, and possibly made a mistake, but I think it'd be his tyres dying off now. A lot of penalties coming through. If we look at penalties, 9 seconds for TKD and Killer J, 6 for Spectre, Jack DNF, Hugo Damo and Lemony.
Oh, Kevo's trying to go into the pits.
Yes, I thought he would be. His tyres are dying off and he's losing too much time. 3-second penalty for Kevo, Liverpool and Mornstad's Vintage there with his 3 seconds. Interesting to see where Kevo comes out here. Front 2 runners are the hard runners from the beginning now. Simpster, great racing from him so far. Very nicely done.
That will take a bit of a stop to me.
Crew is still right on the rear of TKD.
He's going to come out in P12.
Crew's problem here is that Crew still has to pit again. TKD doesn't because he's on the hard. He's gone from soft to hard. The fact that Crew is struggling to get past TKD on the slower, well, Crew's on the faster compound. I know TKD's tyres
are fresher.
But you know, Crew needs to make some. Yeah, he needs to make some movement and get himself further up the field here. As we say, he still has to pit, so that's going to be. I'm not sure the pit time around there, about 20 seconds, I believe, 18 seconds. So that's going to put him quite far back enough. Of course, he'll have the soft tyres at the end, but he'll have to make up 20 seconds, let's say, plus the overtake. It's a lot easier to catch. It's a whole other thing overtaking the car, as he's shown here. You know, he's been within 5/10 of TKD for the last 4 or 5 laps. He's just not able to make the move.
So far, Gomo's the fastest lap.
So that's unfortunate. Oh, Hugo Domo. Hugo got, yeah, that Hugo, yeah, the McLaren. Hugo Gomo. There we go. Got it that time. I have to say it slowly and I can say it right. Both the Red Bulls bringing up the rear there. That's not what they want. They're not going to be very happy with that, I don't think. Sadistic, right behind Clement. Both on the hard compound, so this is for track position for the rest of the race. You would assume, unless there's a late safety car. Almost at the halfway point, and Simpster has had a pretty comfortable lead since the 2 Williams have pitted. But I don't know if you, I mean, looking at it here, if we look, you know, Lemony is only 7.8 seconds behind Simpster, and TKD's 9.3. So even though they've made that pit stop, you know, they're still in touching distance.
Spider-Man's catching it. Spider-Man's catching Simpster.
Yes, he is. They're both in the same tyres, so...
Their tyres are the same age, so we're supposed to be on pure pace.
But we know Spidey was a tier 1 driver, now a reserve. He normally... Ooh, Crew and TKD there. Blimey, TKD just maybe thought he had more room there. He had Crew maybe over speed, I'm not too sure there. But yeah, it looked like he almost got pushed a little bit there, but he gets the 3 seconds anyway. Sorry, back to what I was saying. Spidey is a tier 1 driver, reserve now. Normally, we know he's fast. Normally at the end of the race he does retire and allow whoever's in this tier to get the points, and he doesn't get points as a reserve. But you never know, you got a race like he's not going to, so Simster will be putting himself to the test here, trying to extend that gap on track and keep himself ahead, but Spidey has made 4 tenths just in the last few corners there, so he's got very good pace at the moment. Not many battles going on. There's a few people that are close to each other, but not really any battles.
Statistic of Munster in a freeway battle for P7.
Yes. I was just looking at that. I was sitting on board with Crew, but he just can't seem to make any more inroads to TKD. So we've got on board with his teammate Monster now in the other Alpha Tauri car as he sits behind Statistic.
Ooh, very close. Oh, he's got him. He's close enough. And going up the inside.
Monster up the inside, Sadistic doesn't have much ERS to defend. Monster will get the DRS here as well. He's just got to try and, there we go, hold that out in front, nicely done.
Ferrari. Sadistic's trying to fight back, but he can't.
Very nicely done there. Crew's getting ever so closer. Oh, Liverpool fan, been overtaken by Liverpool fan on the slower compound. Crew's tyres are going to be, by the looks at bleeding off, if we're looking at his pace. Liverpool fan overtakes. Yeah. Let's see if Liverpool fan can make any inroads on TKD like Crew wasn't able to. Spidey has made another 4 tenths up in the last lap to Simster.
So about 12-13 laps Medius can handle from Kevo.
We have just passed the midway point.
Yep. Ooh, Spider-Man's just over a second behind Simster.
Yeah, he's making some great inroads here. He's made about, I think it's 8 tenths in the last 2 laps, so he's got some blistering pace. Jack DNF gets another 3-second time penalty now. Looks like there's just a lot of DRS trains going on at the minute. Liverpool fan is right on the rear of TKD. Looks like he has more force than Crew did behind TKD. Let's see if Liverpool fan can make anything of it.
Since just got a 3-second time penalty for clear corner cut.
That's unfortunate. Let's hope
Spidey still doesn't have a penalty. Very clean race.
See, as I say, depending on what Spidey does, if he does retire, let's just hope that Simster can stay out of trouble now. We don't want penalties to be the decider of this race. Come on, Simster, you can keep it up, mate. You've not got long and then you'll be on the softs. You'll be on the quickest, cleanest rubber on track. You got this, man. You got this.
Ooh. Monster has dropped off quite a bit from Clement.
Yes, he has, unfortunately.
Dropped off pretty much a second over the last lap or 2. It's almost a matter of like 2 races. It's Spider-Man and Sinister so far, and then the rest of the grid.
Yeah, it's settled down a bit now. Of course, there's a lot of DRS trains. Not many moves to be made at the moment. Clement, Sadistic, and Spidey.
Spider-Man's within the second.
The only 3 without penalties.
Lemon has gone into the pits. Kevo's got an over penalty. Hopefully he's a penalty. Can Spider-Man overtake in the next few laps?
Lemony is pitted. Let's see what tyres he goes on to. Mediums.
Ooh,
So he's going to be going to the end.
Very close.
Spidey and Simpson's got to play it cool now. They've got a very nice gap to the guys behind them. Of course, they do have to pit, so they will have to try and make the gap as big as possible. So fighting each other will not do either of them any favours.
Ooh, Spectre retired from the section.
That's unfortunate.
Second couple. Jack is only 3-4 tenths behind Vintage. Ooh, Spider-Man's got him. Takes the lead of the race.
Very nicely done there. Very nice view of that.
Meanwhile, Vintage and Jack are having a nice little scrap at the back of the grid.
It's unfortunate there, Spectre of DNF, of course he didn't have the best of luck in today's race. Yeah, Spider-Man, there we go, the tyres. Look, it looks like he actually crashed. Looks like he's actually spun there. Going up into turn 4 by the looks of it. Put it into the wall, yes.
Safety car.
There we go, that's the safety car I was talking about. Now, Simpster, he has a big lead. If he can get into those pits and get out on a fresh set of mediums, this race could be nicely set up for him here.
It's basically a free pit stop, why wouldn't you go for it?
Yeah, exactly.
I would.
There we go, yes, Simpster does go for the pits. Very nicely done there. He might even be able to come out in front of Liverpool fan if he's lucky enough.
Retire in the first lap or two. Then we had 20 laps of clean racing.
Yep.
Then 2 retirements out.
So Liverpool fan has also opted to pit. So has Crew, so's TKD, so's Clement. What about Sadistic? Are they going to double stack? Yeah, he's just trying to buy this time here. Yes, of course. As we'd assume, I'd assume everyone is going to come into the pits while they can here to get some fresh rubber on. Simpster is in a great position. All he needs to do now is lead the pack for a few laps and hopefully get a good restart. Of course, he had a nice little gap there to the guys behind him, which is unfortunate, but at least now, although Lemony did pit for mediums just a few laps ago, so this will really play into his hands here. Wow.
Yes. I believe it was the last lap, the previous lap from this one that I pitted. Or lap before that. So there's a huge gear in this, like Pierre Gasly at Monza 2020. I just mention him because he's my favourite driver and drives my favourite team. But I'm not going to try and play favourites while commentating.
This could be a very exciting end to the race here.
No promises.
Hungary.
Okay. So currently there are 12 laps left, but the safety car goes around usually for about 3 laps, unless the incident is major, it'll go out for a bit more. So we're just about 10 laps, maybe a bit under.
Yes, probably 9 or 10 green laps here. Yes, as Aquosa said there, Simster, you've got to remember he started in P15, had that long run on the hards, and now he's got the medium tyres thanks to the safety car. Well, he would have had to guard him anyway, but the safety car really helped him with that. I mean, what a race he's had. If he can bring this home for Renault, of course, as I said before, his teammate, championship leader 6mag, isn't racing today, unable to make it unfortunately, but let's see if Simster can still bring home the points for Renault.
Both Red Bulls spun at the same time earlier in the lap.
Yes, they did. That was, I believe that was towards the beginning of the race, which was why they were both just kind of sitting alone at the back together. Before Spectre, of course, did DNF. DNF is still going. It's brought Jack right into contention. You know, he was almost a lap down. So it's really helped him out here.
Starting P15.
Simpson's had a great race so far. Let's hope he can keep that up.
Kevo's in P7 currently.
Kevo's also done well to start from the back at P16. And as you say, now up into P7. Very nice.
Who do you think will win?
Looking at this, I think it'd be unfortunate if Simster didn't, but I do hope that he wins. He's had a great race. I do have a feeling that...
He's been leading for a while now.
Yes, he has. I have a feeling that Liverpool fan is definitely going to put him under a lot of pressure. And I'm really hoping it isn't penalties that separate it, but I think Liverpool's going to put him under pressure. And unfortunately, as bad as it sounds, I think he is gonna... Simpson's going to get a penalty, and that will make...
Safety cars in this lap.
That'll promote Liverpool to P1, but as we said here, 10 green laps.
TKDM has 15 seconds of penalties.
Yes, he does. 10 green laps here. Simster just pacing the field. Liverpool fans review mirror. Simster puts the pedal to the metal, activates the overtake, and he gets a great start from the safety car there. Fantastic. So we can keep this up now. Very nice start.
Ooh, this could be a bit smart from Killer, who pitted on the last lap of the safety car, so he'll have the freshest tyres.
Yes.
Kevo didn't pit. That's bold.
It is, but sector 2. Oh, Jay spun. That's unfortunate. He had such a great start, and he's not gone well after that, unfortunately for him. Simster has a decent lead here. Crew is putting Lemony under a lot of pressure. He's on those soft tyres. He's going to try and make them last 10 laps. A green flag, of course. We had a few laps of safety car, so that'll help. He has a lot of ERS compared to that on Lemony. Although Lemony does have a lot. He just must. I'm not sure why he had the red flashing light.
Jack is pitting.
But Crew gets the move done there. Nicely done. And that promotes him to P4. I was going to say Crew could be in with a shot here. I didn't actually realise he went onto soft. That could give him more of a shout, except, you know, last few laps he's going to be, his tyres are going to be screaming at him. Lemony has had a 3-second penalty there. Penalties, TKD's on 18, Jack, DNF and Killer J both on 12. 9 seconds is Gomo Lemony. 6 seconds is Monster Kevo, and on 3 seconds is Crew Liverpool fan Simster Vintage. So all Crew needs to do is stay within 15 seconds of TKD. That'll promote him to the podium position on the third step, and well, he needs to beat, at the moment, he needs to beat Simster and Liverpool fan on track if he wants to beat them. They're Liverpool fans setting the fastest lap of the race.
But he needs to stay 3 seconds in front of Clement. Sadistic.
Yes, he does. Clement Fireman Lemony. Looks like Clement got the position. All Crew going up the inside. He's forced. Oh, I think he might have outbraked himself there. Hit TKD a little bit. He managed to get through.
Okay, elbows out if you need the position. It is a bit dirty.
Manages to get through
Element is a bit dirty, but if it's necessary, why not do it?
I don't think there's any damage given
Gomez
any
has
other
3
cars
seconds.
there, so
Gomez has another 3 seconds.
yes, he does. I saw that. That's unfortunate for him. Gives him 12 now.
Now it's 4
Clement,
people with over 10 seconds.
Right now, looking at this, if I am correct, Clement would be promoted to P2 due to penalties.
If I'm correct, Clement would, yes, be promoted.
So,
but if he gains 6 temps on the leader, then he'd win.
yes, he would.
He just needs to gain 7 temps. Let's see, can Clement
gonna be close.
make any moves?
Simsa looks like he's got good pace. He's still leading the way. Yes.
Amazing.
Killer J sets the fastest lap on those soft tyres.
Liverpool fan needs to overtake Sinster. Almost against penalty.
All crew there, bit rough through those S's.
Ooh, spicy.
Sadistic, unfortunately, isn't close enough without the penalties, but he can still make up a couple of places to P5. There we go, more than another 3 seconds, unfortunately for him. Seems to still managing that gap very nicely there, very nicely up top.
Very nice.
Hope he can maintain that. Clement is slowly dropping off. He would only be P3 now. Oh,
no,
as TKD hits the back of Cruz, he tries to sneak up his inside. That sounds awful. What about that? Oh, Sims has spun it and he's retired. Is he retired the car? No, he hasn't, but he's spun it. Oh my goodness.
He's absolutely balled it.
No way.
He's
You've got to feel for the guy.
The win. He's almost given the win to Liverpool fan.
You've got to feel for the guy. Wow, that is so unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. He was leaving for so long for that to happen.
He had very poor luck when it comes to the end of races. You know, Japan in Suzuka, he was taken out. I believe it was just a few laps to the last, which wasn't his fault at all. And now, right there, he just spins it off. We've seen that corner take three victims tonight. 2 of them have been made to retire. I'm not sure where Spectre DNF'd, but that is very unfortunate. The victim count rises for turn 4. We did say in qualifying that would be the corner that will either give you penalties or will give you trouble in terms of possibly losing traction, backed up by turn 5 where the curb of death. You're also greeted by that there. So yeah.
Jack and Killer's going to overtake Simster.
TKD was 21 seconds, time penalty there. Lemony Tang with 12. The Williams boys are not enjoying the track limits today.
TKD is going to end up last at this point.
Clement, he may do, although penalties will help him out. He won't end up last, luckily for him. Clement right now just needs to pick up the pace a little bit. He seems to have lost just a little bit of pace there. So currently he would not win if it stays at this gap, this much of a margin, unfortunately.
If TKD kept the penalties and the gaps kept how they were, he'd end up P9, P10.
Yes.
So we dropped down 6, 7 places. Very unfortunate. If that was 12. Ooh, someone's having off.
Yes.
It's Jack in sector 2.
That's unfortunate there for Jack DNF. Looks like a Liverpool fan may have this Cruise tyres. You can see that dying now as the time, his lap times and the delta between him and P1.
Jack's way is completely fine, so it must be the tyres.
Yes.
Very grassy. And it looks like Opel fan might lap him. Because he's catching him.
Looks like he will. Well, Clement managed to get himself up to the podium. Sadistic will be P4. It says how it is. Jack goes into the pits, possibly going for fastest lap.
There we go. There's our first lap car of the race.
Of course, Clement is right on the rear of Crew now, so Clement would actually get P2 and Crew would get P3 on that podium.
And he's got no penalties.
He's got to try and make 1.7 seconds to Liverpool fan, but I'm not sure it's going to be possible. They're both on the same compound, same age of tyre. At the moment, I think it's just safe for Clement not to make any mistakes and just bring it home on P2. TKD 24 seconds, very close to disqualification levels here with that penalty record.
If I was you to TKDM, just don't try to extend track limits.
Seems the 1:16 fastest lap there.
Just stay in the centre of the track.
Jack DNF over 3 seconds, that brings him to 15 seconds of penalties. Yeah, Clement, him and Crew I think are fighting. He's slowly, Jack DNF spun again, unfortunately there. I think Clement and Crew fighting has just slowed them both down, unfortunately there.
Yeah,
Liverpool fans gapping them.
Fight.
I mean, if they fight too much, Crew's going to be totally off the podium because Sadistic will be back in contention for a P3 finish with his penalty. With Crew's penalty, of course, so Crew doesn't want to be slowed down too much by Clement there. Otherwise that could totally take him off the podium position. Killer J, another 3 second penalty.
Who is fighting? Clement is fighting. He's fine. He wants to get the on-track P2.
That's understandable, but sometimes you have to weigh up the risks and is it worth it. Sometimes you just have to play it safe.
Got 3 second 10 penalties for multiple warnings. I'm presuming that's for extending trial minutes too much.
Yes, it would be that one, yeah. Sadistic is almost 3 seconds behind Crew, just a few tenths.
It looks like Liverpool fan's got his slip bag unless something happens and he slips. Ooh, Clement's got a better exit and he's top position. Easily.
Oh, Crew's slipping behind. Lemony's
retired.
Corner 1. I'm not sure how he's retired there, unless he has retired on track himself. I don't see how he could have retired otherwise, but
let me see. How did he retire?
Turn 1, so I'd assume that he's just put himself out of the race and retired on track possibly. And Sadistic, Crew will be off the podium at this rate. I think
back in the top 10.
Yes, he is very nicely raced for me. I think Crew went for the soft tyres and that he may be his own demise there as they are just dropping off at such a rate. Sadistic.
Yeah, they're at 10 laps.
Yes, like as soon as I saw them softs, like I did mention that they will die. He's going to get P4 here, but Sadistic, if he can get on the podium, I mean these Ferrari boys are so consistent. Nice to see them on the podium together. That consistency and their teamwork is next to them.
I mean, look at that. Clement's already lost 2.6 seconds to Crew.
Yeah.
That's the difference between the softs and mediums when they're at 11 laps old. And we're on the final lap.
Exactly that. Within just a couple of laps, he's, you know, pulled away by 2.5 seconds. Is that 2.5? Yeah, pretty much. 3.5 even, sorry, yeah. Sadistic just needs to not fight TKD here. He just needs to play his position.
This is going to be Jack's last lap. I think it's going to be his third 4-5 since it's been lapped. Or has he?
Sadistic, here we go, just holding it nicely behind these guys. He knows he can't get P2.
Coming around the final corner. Here we are. Liverpool fan is the winner of the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Fantastic race from him today. It's unfortunately for Simpster, because I think Simpster still could have maybe held his own there. That's unfortunate. And here we go, we see Sadistic's going to get promoted up to P3. He's going to be on the podium once again with his Ferrari teammate. Great race from the two Ferrari boys today. Fantastic
P5.
Monster's going to take him down to P8 unfortunately. Vintage P6.
Vintage
very nicely done.
TKDM 7th and so 8th.
Let's see what Sims.
Going on 9th. Sinister is going to come around the final corner in 10th place.
Sims got to finish here.
Very unfortunate in the last few laps.
P9 thanks to penalties. Killer J, bring it home lad, well done. You've raced well tonight. To the last two boys here.
Killer J, but at least you got some points.
I do just want to point out, Kevo just put it in chat himself, you know.
He tried to take himself out.
These two lads are just flirting with each other at this point.
And Jack is just...
He's just doing donuts, good lad. I think Red Bull will sack him off after this, so enjoy it while you can, lad. Vintage, as he's Kevo, sorry, as he's pointed out there, P5 from P16. Great race, great recovery race after joining late. Well done to everyone that finished. That was a tough race, yet driver of the day deserved. Very nicely done.
Driver of the day, Kevo, I think that's deserved.
Yes, definitely. He definitely deserved that.
Oh, Lemon is mad in the Discord chat. He's very mad.
There we go, so the final standard Liverpool fan wins the race. Clement P2 and the other Ferrari boys, Sadistic P3. No penalties from them boys, well done. Sadistic, Clement, no penalties. Crew P4, Kevo's P5, Vintage and McLaren P6, TKD 7th, Monster P8, Simster P9, Udogomo P10, Killer J11, Jack DNF P12, Lemony, Spider-Man, Spectre and Alpha Stunt unfortunately didn't finish the race. To everyone that raced tonight, you did fantastic, thank you. It was very entertaining, very well done to every single one of you. And Liverpool fan, great race, deserved it. Unlucky Simster, you really had it there. And of course Kevo, P16 to P5 and Vintage from P13 to P6. Fantastic class as always, guys. Thank you very much everyone that watched. Join us again. I'm just going to have a quick look here. Looking at tier 3, because yes, I believe it is. No. Wait, it says Friday, but I'm pretty sure they put it back to Saturday. Yeah. Join us this Saturday for tier 3. We've put it back from Friday as it is the England-Scotland game, so a lot of the guys in the league will not be in a fit way to drive after watching that, most probably. And of course it is an 8 o'clock kickoff game, so it will be late. But as I say, join us back here Saturday for tier 3, and we'll be back here next Monday once again for tier 1. Thank you very much for joining us on this Wednesday evening. Take care everyone. Good night.